Life is Strange is a game about a girl named Max Caulfield, a high school student with a passion for photography. Early in the game, she finds out she has a special power, the ability to rewind time. That ability in and of itself was an excellent choice because it's so relatable. Wanting to be able to redo things, wanting to be able to rewind something stupid that we said, some dumb decision, and just have a second shot at it. When she discovers this power, she's able to rewind something really terrible. And then she gets curious about how far that power goes. How much can she use it? What kind of situations can she use it in? Can she use it for good? Can she help and protect people with a newfound ability? This all sounds pretty good, right? She wants to help people. She wants to make a difference. But she will learn throughout the course of using this ability that there are consequences. And I think that's really relatable too. When we try to undo or redo things that we've made mistakes on, there are consequences to that. Think butterfly effect. Sometimes the consequences are dire. Nothing comes for free, and this ability is no different. Max will learn that throughout her story, and you will get to see those consequences play out. It is both interesting and painful to watch the results of the choices you have her make. Life is Strange is technically a video game, but it feels more like an interactive movie the way it plays out. The functionality of it, what you have to input as the player, is pretty minimal. The game is mostly cutscenes and dialogue and branching choices, so it almost feels like a choose-your-own-adventure, and I loved those as a kid. There are two potential endings to this game. Nowadays, only two endings might seem a little contrived, right? There are games with 5 or even more endings now, but those two endings are really hard hitters emotionally, so I think it was wise that they only stuck to the two. I'm not going to tell you what they are, of course, but I will say that the ending will cling to you sometime after you finish the game. No matter which one you choose, it hurts. It hurts because you've become engrossed in the story and connected to the characters. You have to process it. And that's what we want from our own writing, videos, video games, etc. We want the audience to not be able to stop thinking about it. And this game is a really great example of how to do that. One of the things that I think is really great about this game is its use of environmental details to get the players emotionally invested in the story and the characters. And this is really little things like noticing a teddy bear on somebody's bed, or reading text messages on the main character's phone, or looking at an article pulled up on a laptop. It's a wide variety of these very little details that say so much more than what is actually written on them, or the little piece of dialogue that you hear from the protagonist when they are checking them. When I think about the saying more is less, I think about the power behind having a character shuffle their feet, or brush hair out of their eyes, give a little sigh, or dart their eyes around. It's such a small action, but it says so much more. And the same can be done with environmental factors. If you reveal that a character has, say, a teddy bear on their bed, okay, well maybe that teddy bear is really important to that character. Maybe it's something that was given to them by their grandfather or someone really special to them that they've lost. And you can use those little environmental factors to weave it into the story and make the narrative feel more real. Speaking of more real, I think that's what Life is Strange does well. The characters feel really fleshed out, even the secondary characters. The secondary characters are primarily there to make the setting feel more alive, so it's not like an empty ghost town when you're traveling through. But they all have their own personalities and their own motivations, and that definitely feels like a more realistic setting, something that you can kind of get lost in. They really come to life through the dialogue and their actions. Another admirable quality of Life is Strange is the themes that it deals with. Themes that feel real to us as the players, such as a loss of a loved one or bullying that has consequences. It's definitely a key note here. Acceptance, self-acceptance and acceptance of others. And forgiveness. Forgiveness of your own shortcomings and forgiveness of others' shortcomings. Those are some really heavy themes to deal with, but they are what suck you in. I think what I like most about Life is Strange is that your choices have consequences. And I know that this has become a bigger feature in games lately, having those branching narratives, having you make decisions that are going to ripple throughout the rest of the game. Sometimes it's done well, and sometimes not so much. I would say in this case it was done very well. And the game will sometimes tell you outright, hey, that decision you made, it has a consequence. It's not going to tell you what that consequence is, but even just knowing that there was some kind of small impact by what you just decided makes it feel that much more engaging. The last thing that I want to touch on is the haunting moments. The moments that stick with you, and you just can't get it out of your head. There's a couple of those moments throughout the game. Which ones impact you is going to depend on you as an individual and what you've been through personally. But But I found that some of the moments that I had a little trouble relating to because they were so horrific, they still chilled me. I still felt really emotionally impacted by it because the characters sold it. The characters made it feel real, even if I had never been through that situation myself. If you enjoy narrative journeys with impactful stories, I highly recommend you check this game out, as well as the other Life is Strange games. If you're enjoying this game review format, please drop a comment or give the video a thumbs up so that I know I should keep making these types of videos. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.